How I transformed my life in just 6 months, step by step. The wake-up call and the decision to change. 6 months ago, my life felt small, very small. Every day looked the same. I woke up tired, I checked my phone, I felt anxious, I felt behind. I knew something was wrong, but I did not know what to do. I was not lazy, I was not stupid, I was just stuck. I worked hard, but nothing changed. I tried motivation videos. They helped for 1 hour, then the feeling disappeared. At night, I asked myself one question: is this really my life? That question changed everything. I realized something painful. No one was coming to save me. Not my family, not my friends, not luck. If my life was going to change, I had to change first. That was the beginning. Not a big moment, not a dramatic event, just a quiet decision. I decided to stop waiting. I decided to take responsibility. I did not know how, but I knew I must start. This is the first step: awareness. You cannot change what you do not see. I started to observe my life like an outsider. I looked at my habits, my thoughts, my environment. What I saw shocked me. I wasted hours every day scrolling, watching, comparing. I complained a lot about time, about money, about people. I talked about big dreams, but took small actions. That honesty hurt, but it was necessary. If you are reading this now, pause for a moment. Look at your life honestly. No excuses, no blame, just facts. Where are you spending your time? What are you thinking every day? Who are you becoming? This is not to judge yourself. This is to understand yourself. Change always starts with truth. I wrote everything down, every bad habit, every fear, every excuse. Seeing it on paper was powerful. It was clear my life was not broken, my systems were. So I stopped asking for motivation and started building structure. Motivation is emotional, structure is reliable. That idea changed my mindset. I stopped saying, I will do it when I feel ready. I started saying, I will do it because it is scheduled. This is a key lesson. Feelings are temporary. Systems create results. Next, I chose one clear goal. Not 10 goals, not vague dreams, one main direction. For me, it was self-growth, mind, skills, discipline. I knew if I fixed myself, everything else would follow. Money can be rebuilt, time cannot. So I protected my time. I removed distractions one by one. I deleted useless apps. I limited social media. I stopped late-night scrolling. At first, it felt uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. Silence was scary. Boredom was painful. But inside that boredom, something appeared: clarity. I began to hear my own thoughts again. That was powerful.
Many people avoid silence because silence shows the truth. I decided to face it. Every morning I woke up earlier. Not extremely early, just 1 hour earlier. That hour became mine. No phone, no messages, no noise. I used that hour to build myself. Some days I read. Some days I wrote. Some days I planned. The action did not matter. Consistency did. Small actions, every day. This is another important lesson. Big change is built from small daily choices. Not once, not sometimes, every day. I stopped trying to change my whole life at once. That always failed before. This time, I changed one habit, just one. I focused on waking up at the same time. That was it. No pressure, no perfection, just repetition. After 2 weeks, something changed. I trusted myself more. Confidence did not come from success. It came from keeping promises to myself. This is critical. If you want confidence, stop lying to yourself. Say less, do more. Slowly, my identity started to shift. I was no longer someone who tried. I was someone who showed up. That identity change is powerful because behavior follows identity. If you see yourself as disciplined, you act disciplined. So I fed that identity. Every small win mattered. Waking up on time, finishing a task, saying no to distraction. I celebrated progress, not perfection. Another lesson: perfection kills momentum. Progress builds momentum. During this phase, my life was still hard. Nothing magical happened yet, but something inside changed. Hope returned. Not fake hope, real hope, the kind built on action. I stopped asking, why is my life like this? I started asking, what can I do today? That question is powerful. It brings you back to control. You always control the next action, even when life feels unfair. That is where true power lives. At the end of the first month, I was not successful yet, but I was different, more aware, more disciplined, more calm. That was the foundation. Without foundation, growth collapses. This is why many people fail. They chase results without building roots. In the next part, I will share how I rebuilt my mindset, how I changed my inner voice, how I stopped self-sabotage. That is where the real transformation accelerated. But remember this, your life changes the moment you decide to change, not when results appear. Decision comes first, results come later. If you were at the beginning now, that's good. Beginnings are powerful. This is not the end. This is the start.
Part 2. Rebuilding my mindset and breaking old mental patterns. After the first month, my habits were better, but my mind was still fighting me. This surprised me. I thought action was enough. It was not. My thoughts were negative, quietly negative, not loud, not obvious, just small whispers. You are not good enough. This will not last. You will fail again. These thoughts appeared every day. I realized something important. You can change your actions, but if you do not change your thinking, you will return to the old life. So I focused on my mind. This was the hardest part. You cannot see thoughts. You cannot touch them, but they control everything. Most people believe every thought they have. That is dangerous. A thought is not a fact. Say that again. A thought is not a fact. When I understood this, I felt relief. I did not need to fight every thought. I just needed to question them. So I created a simple rule. Do not believe the first thought. Whenever a negative thought appeared, I paused. I asked one question. Is this true? Not, is this how I feel, but is this objectively true? Most of the time, the answer was no. My mind was protecting me from fear, from discomfort. But protection can become a prison. I learned to observe my thoughts like clouds. They come, they pass. I did not chase them. I did not fight them. I let them move. This skill changed everything, because peace comes from observation, not control. Next, I worked on my inner voice, the voice you hear when no one is watching. Mine was harsh, critical. It never said, good job. It only said, not enough. I asked myself a powerful question. Would I talk to a friend this way? The answer was no. So why talk to myself like that? I decided to change the tone. Not fake positivity, not lying, just fairness. Instead of saying, you're terrible, I said,
you are learning. Instead of saying, you always fail, I said, you failed before and you learned. Language shapes identity. Words matter. If you speak to yourself like a loser, you will live like one. This is not motivation, this is psychology. Then I removed mental poison, complaining. I noticed how often I complained about traffic, about work, about people. Complaining felt harmless. It was not. Complaining trained my brain to focus on problems. So I set a rule: no complaining without action. If I complained, I had to ask, what can I do about this? If the answer was nothing, I stopped talking. Silence is better than negativity. This rule cleaned my mind fast.
Another big shift happened with comparison. I compared myself to everyone. Online, offline, it destroyed my motivation. I learned this truth: you only see the highlight reel of others. You see their success, not their struggle. Comparison steals joy and focus. So I replaced comparison with inspiration. When I saw someone ahead of me, I asked, what can I learn from them? This turned jealousy into fuel. Then I faced fear. Fear was always there, but hidden. Fear of failure, fear of judgment. Fear kept me small. I made a deal with myself. I will do one uncomfortable thing every day. Small discomfort, sending a message, speaking up, trying something new. Fear loses power when you act. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is action despite fear. Each small win rewired my brain. I started to associate discomfort with growth. That changed my behavior. Another key habit was reflection. Every night I asked 3 questions. What did I do well today? What did I do poorly today? What will I improve tomorrow? This simple routine accelerated growth. Without reflection, experience is wasted. With reflection, even failure becomes a teacher. I also cleaned my inputs. What you consume becomes how you think. I reduced negative news. I avoided toxic conversations. I chose content that educated me, not distracted me. This is important. You cannot think positively with negative input. Mindset is built daily, not once. Slowly, my mind became calmer. I reacted less. I focused more. I stopped overthinking because action replaced worry. This is a hidden truth. Action is the best cure for anxiety. By the end of the 3rd month, something big happened. I trusted myself. Not because life was perfect, but because I knew I could handle challenges. That confidence was quiet, stable, not loud, not arrogant. It was real. This mindset shift created momentum. Now I was ready for the next level. Execution, consistency, building a new life structure. In the next part, I will show you exactly how I turned mindset into results, how I built discipline, how I stayed consistent, how my life actually changed on the outside. This is where transformation becomes visible. Part 3. Turning mindset into results and building a new life system. After my mindset changed, my actions changed faster. This is important. Mindset creates direction. Systems create results. Now I focused on structure. I stopped relying on willpower. Willpower is weak. Systems are strong. I built my life around simple routines, not extreme routines, not complicated plans, simple and repeatable. I divided my day into blocks. Morning was for growth. Daytime was for work. Evening was for recovery. This gave my life a rhythm. Chaos disappeared. In the morning, I did 3 things. I woke up at the same time. I moved my body. I trained my mind. Movement came first.
Not intense exercise, just movement. Walking, stretching, movement wakes up the brain. Then I trained my mind, reading, writing, learning skills. Even 30 minutes was enough. Consistency beats intensity. During the day, I focused on one main task, not many tasks, one priority. Multitasking is a myth. Focus creates quality. I learned to work deeply. Phone away, notifications off. At first, this felt difficult. Then it felt powerful. In the evening, I slowed down. No heavy thinking, no stress. I reviewed my day. I prepared for tomorrow. Preparation reduces anxiety. Sleep became a priority. Sleep is not laziness. Sleep is performance. As weeks passed, results appeared. My energy increased. My focus improved. People noticed the change. But the biggest change was internal. I felt in control. This is the real success. I also learned to track progress. What you measure improves. I tracked habits, not emotions. Habits tell the truth. Miss a habit? Fix it the next day. No guilt, no drama. Progress is built by returning, not being perfect. Another important lesson was patience. Real change is slow. Social media lies. Transformation is not instant. It is daily effort. Some days I felt strong, some days I felt tired. I showed up anyway. This separated me from my old self. Old me waited for motivation, new me followed the plan. Discipline is freedom. It removes decision fatigue. You do not ask, should I do this today? You just do it. Over 6 months, my life changed visibly. Better health, stronger focus, clear goals. But the real gift was identity. I became someone who acts. This identity will last longer than any result. If you want to apply this, start small. Do not copy my life. Build your own system. Choose one habit, commit for 30 days. Track it, protect it. Then add another, step by step. This is how lives change, not overnight, but forever. Remember this. You do not rise to your goals. You fall to your systems. Build good systems, and your life will follow. Your past does not define you. Your next action does. Start today. Even one small step is enough. That step can change everything.
To support this channel, please subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. Your engagement allows us to keep producing high-quality shadowing lessons for you.